Conrad, Coach Condiesel. Again, I apologize. These boxes, they will be out soon. In the process of moving. Before I get into this, like, subscribe, all that stuff, comment, helps algorithm. The other thing is, if you are a busy professional, high-achieving man, I'd love for you to join my free Facebook group. I'm doing weekly live stream trainings, daily content, just really cool, big. It's already pretty big. It's like 400 guys already, group guys. It's all free, bunch of cool stuff. I'm gonna put the link down there. If you're into that, go ahead and click it and join it. Anyways, yeah, of course, Prince is gonna join us. I want to talk today though about. I had a client the other week, and they're like, do I have to freaking count my calories? Like, I hate doing it. And for some people out there, it doesn't do anything good psychologically. It just, you become obsessive, leads to binges and, falling off your diet, and it just isn't for everyone. I'm gonna say probably it's gonna be the best way that you are gonna see results, because you have the data, you have the objective measurements, you can see exactly what you're doing, but that isn't the only way. So I'm gonna give you 5 different ways you can track your calories and get into a caloric deficit to lose body fat, okay? So first one is using hand portions. Palm for protein, thumb for fats, and a fist for carbs and veggies. And now what you can do is you can basically make your menu for the full day on whatever hand portions you want to use. You can figure out the calories. So I would say, if you're trying to get into 150 to 200 pound range, your breakfast should be a palm of protein and a fist of veggies and a half fist of carbs. You'll have the same portions for lunch. Obviously, you have different foods. For snacks, I would do a half portion of protein for your snacks, a half portion palm-sized portion of protein for snacks, and then for dinner is palm of protein, thumb of fats, and then a fist-sized piece of veggies. Okay, so that's number 1, is using your hand portions. Number 2 is intermittent fasting. Unless you are an a-hole like me and you just overeat, if you take intermittent fasting, right, you have two days of eating, and you ate exactly the same those 2 days, but one of those days you took off the breakfast and the snack, obviously that's going to put you in a lower calorie intake, because you're taking those 2 things out with a volume match. I will say, if you tend to overeat on your meals, this probably isn't the best solution for you, but if you tend to just eat normally, intermittent fasting is actually a really good tool for you. Number 3 is low carb. So low carb, yes, there's a lot of research, and I read Good Calorie, Bad Calorie back in, I think it was like 2007 or 8, whenever it first came out, and I was on the keto bandwagon. Like, I get it, the research. There seems to be a lot of gray area. Gary Taubes, who is the most well-versed research keto guy. I don't want to say. I'm gonna say it. Whatever. He's a zealot, and a lot of low-carb people are zealots. And what I mean by that is, like, if you disprove someone's method, like if you disprove like the calorie in, calorie out theory to me, I would escape that better model. And it made scientific sense. There's a bunch of data that was like, it's this way. I would change my opinion for sure. But Gary Taubes said actually in an interview that he would not change how he thought about the ketogenic diet if someone was to disprove the model, which is just a big red flag for me. But anyways, low carb, if you take out carbohydrates, you're taking out a lot of different foods that you would normally eat, and when you're taking out you're using a lot less foods, you have a lot less calories, right? So it's a really good method. Number 4 is meat, veggies, and fruit. This is one my coach recommended at one point for me. His argument was, I've never met anyone that overate and got fat off meat, veggies, and fruit. And I was like, okay. We're going back to that kind of like limited food source. When you don't have that many options, you're not going to tend to eat as much because you just don't have as many options. And especially if you're just eating meat, veggies, and fruits, which is pretty boring and not fun, you're gonna not really obsess over food and just gonna kind of think of it as fuel. Last thing, all natural appetite suppressants. So I personally use Burn PM. It's like my supplement of choice. I love it. It's all natural. Crushes my cravings, Prestige Labs. But caffeine and sparkling water are great appetite suppressants. Sparkling water I like to drink after my meals because it really expands my stomach, sends a signal to my brain that I'm full. Caffeine is just a really strong appetite espresso. So usually I'll wake up and I'll have a cup of coffee or espresso, and I don't have breakfast because I'm like, I feel hungry at all after that. So those are 5 ways that you can, 5 tools you can use to get into a calorie deficit, even if you are tracking your food, and that's without tracking your food. And even if you are tracking your food, these are great methods to use to help make that calorie deficit easier for yourself. So anyways, Coach Con Diesel, Dylan Conrad signing off. Again, like, subscribe, comment, helps the algorithm. If you are a guy, high level, high achieving man that wants to get super shredded, Facebook group, I'm gonna link it down there, click it, join it, and join the other dudes. I'm Dylan Conrad, this is my dog Prince, who's extremely annoying, and we're